I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet. Just kidding, I don't do that on this channel. What is up, team? Welcome back to Mississippi Dashin'. So in light of yesterday's experience and doing a little bit of multi-apping with DoorDash and Walmart Spark, I wanted to do a video today talking about which one I think is better. So we're doing a versus video right now. All right, welcome to the office, which happens to be in the bedroom. It's where all the action happens. Perfect. So maybe you're a beginner, maybe you've been doing this for a while, maybe the delivery scene and the gig work is something that you are interested in, but you don't know where to go first, what to try. Well, today we're going to talk about the two main ones that I use because I've only really just begun in this journey. I've been using DoorDash for about, we'll say, a little over a year now, and I just introduced Spark in the last week, and I've got a lot of info to give you guys that to use as comparison to tell you the pros and cons of each and what I found is best for the beginner or for the person that just is really interested in getting out there and doing more than one app. Let's begin. I think I want to start with DoorDash because among all the apps, among all of the gig work adventures you might take in the future, really the old school or the best beginners app, I think, and that's without even going over any of the pros and cons, is DoorDash. DoorDash is such a staple as far as gig work goes, and we need to talk about some of the positives of that. So we're going to start with DoorDash. Let me start by saying that two of the pros of DoorDash, and these are easily known by most people, are that there is an easy sign-up ability through DoorDash and lots of earning potential. One of the pros I love also about DoorDash is the app layout. Now, you probably would hear that a lot of people dislike the app, and this is true of all gig apps, where the apps tend to fail and not work when you have less phone service, blah, blah, blah. They glitch, but DoorDash to me has the best app layout of any other delivery service. I mean, between how easy it is to function, to go, to your app, to the help screen, to all of that, I think DoorDash is really on top and on point on this one. I think another pro of DoorDash is that if you're trying to learn gig apps and what you might be doing, DoorDash has all the options, right? So you'll be using a red card to go to other stores like merchandisers like Walgreens, merchants like you'll go pick up from grocery stores. So they have a shopping option where you'll go shop for groceries. They have, of course, just picking up regular orders from other vendors like, Wendy's, McDonald's, the normal stuff. But then also, they have an in-order picking up alcohol. You might even go somewhere to pick up a package for someone. So they have catering options. DoorDash literally covers every base when it comes to the experience of the gig worker. So in every advantage, if you are just beginning as a gig worker, I think DoorDash should be the first app that you try because it will give you the overall experience you need as a gig worker to try out all the different options and availabilities there are to do said delivery gig work. Let me talk about some of the bigger cons about DoorDash. Here's a really big one. No tip orders. Working for DoorDash, you will not see an end to no tip small orders. Like, we're talking small, like you will get $2, even $1.75 orders going miles on end, and they will send that to you when people have not tipped, and you'll have to go 5 miles to get this $2 arrangement, and that just, oh my gosh, it just boils my blood. Another con with DoorDash is the scheduling feature. You're not able to just open up the app and start working, so you have to wait. I found the magic time to be on every day past 2 p.m. in my market. That opens up the schedule a week in advance. So if it's a Tuesday, you'll be able to schedule for the next Tuesday, or it's either the next Tuesday or the next Monday, all day. So I have to pre-schedule my working hours a week in advance in order to get those hours. Otherwise, if I just try to go on the app during the day, I'll have to wait until a spot opens up or until it gets really busy. Otherwise, I just cannot work at all. If you want to work your own hours, if you want to just open up the app, that is tied to Top Dasher rewards, which means that you've got to accept over, I can't remember if it's over 50 or over 70% of your orders in order to just open up the app and work whenever you want. Now, DoorDash is always changing its features. They are always opening up new opportunities for people, whether that be new features on how to deliver items or how to get paid. You know, recently they opened up paid by hour, which is not really paid by hour, it's paid by active hourly time. So by the time you accept the order and then deliver the order, if it takes you an hour, you're getting paid per that hour of that delivery. Where most of these deliveries might only take, 15, 20 minutes. You're only getting paid for actually 20 minutes of that delivery. And if you don't get another delivery afterwards for another hour, you're just sitting there not getting paid until you accept a new order. Yeah, it's kind of like a catch-22. With all that being said, let's move on to our next app, and it's the one that we're versus against today, Spark. Alright, so this was my first real full week of using Spark, and I've got some really great things to say about it. Some cons here and there, but I'm telling you, this is the app with the best earning potential from what I've read and also what I've experienced this past week in delivering with them. Spark is pretty entertaining. Let's get started on it. Now, I have to start out with a con because this one is pretty evident, and I don't know if it's the same in your area, but in my area, I was put on a waiting list for Spark. I had to wait 3 months to get onto Spark. Now, that could be seen as a positive where they're not looking to flood the market with tons and tons of drivers, so you have lots of opportunity in your area if you are accepted into the program, and for me, I've found that that's the case. While it did take a long time to get on the program, once I was on the program, let's talk about some of these incentives. So the first week I'm driving, they flood me with incentives on joining the program, meaning like if I drive and deliver 5 to 10 I think deliveries within a number of days, I get an extra $50 to $100. That was pretty cool. The next pro. Most of these orders are not like DoorDash. DoorDash will send you orders that are like $5, $10. I have seen $20 orders, but unless you're part of the bigger program, I think it's the DoorDash like catering program almost, you're not going to see those huge orders. Instead, what you're going to see is like just tons of $5 to $7 to $10 orders. With Spark, on the other hand, I have seen orders as high as $50. I just finished one yesterday that was $29. It's on average that my order is somewhere between $20 and $40. Now, one thing to note though is that with Spark, while it is sort of, you go to the same location. You can go to other Walmarts, but I go back and forth just to my same Walmart. When I say that those orders are humongous, like a $40 order, most of the orders like this, here's the catch, are batched orders. You're not doing one, you're not doing two. Sometimes you're doing like 8 orders, even like 20 orders, depending on if it's just like a single item per customer. It can happen. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm not accepting orders a lot like I do DoorDash. So like I got to make the mileage and the money worth it. So most of my batched orders are like, here's 3 orders for $29 going 20 miles. And, each person has probably like 6 items. Yeah, that's worth it to me. Now, while you might think it's easier because you're going back and forth from just one location with Spark, there's something to be said that might be pretty difficult about the 3 different order types that they have. And that's like round robin, first come, first serve, and I cannot remember the other one. Between the two, I really think that Walmart has the best earning potential of apps. I think that it pays better than DoorDash. I think DoorDash is a great beginner's app. It's a great way to get started, but it's not the one that I'm probably going to put all of my eggs in on the next, couple months. I think that I could make more money with Spark, but I also found some interesting results while using the 2 of them at the same time for multi-apping. Let's talk a little bit about that. I went back into the DoorDash app to look at my last year's results for what I earned per month, and I think my highest month was $575 with DoorDash, and that's again for 30 or 31 days of driving with DoorDash. So, and I can't imagine how many orders I took during that month, but let's talk about like the difference between that month and maybe what I saw this month driving for both DoorDash and Spark at the same time. So I added up my results for this week driving for both DoorDash and Spark, and together I think they earned me, I added it up, they earned me a whole $263. Now I know there are a lot of drivers out there making a lot more money than this per week, but for me, I don't usually earn much more than, say, $200 per week. And it's Sunday, which means I had an extra day to drive and didn't. I missed, I want to say, 2 to 3 days this week not driving at all. Really tells me that the potential there to earn more money, like my daily goal usually has been shot for $30 in an afternoon, where I only drive from 5 to 7 because I get off of work, and 5 to 7 is a good time to get on the road, and it's busy outside. My wife gets off of her nursing job when she works around 7:30, so that gives me time to get out, do some things, and get back. So I shoot for that $30 range. But man, I've found using, we'll say DoorDash and Spark in those 2 hours, I've been averaging like $60 during a regular week. I'm almost sure that if I start multi-apping every week, that I can start making, not $200, but closer to like $400 a week. That takes my month, $200 a week, from $800 to $1,600. And that's just part-time work. That's insanity. So for anybody out there that's wondering, which app should I use? Which one is better? For me, if you want to get started, if you're wanting to really learn the ropes, you need to get started with DoorDash. It's just the best app for beginners. Now, for long-term potential and probably for earnings potential, reasons being, I think I would choose Spark because it pays the most per order. You're going to get a higher dollar amount per order that you take from Spark. Now, if we're focused on specific hours of the day, and if we're looking for to make the quickest potential per hour, then we're going to open both of those apps, and we're going to earn money via multi-apping. I have found that to be the best way to earn lots of cash rather than just focusing on one app to figure out which one will give me the best order. In the end, it may just be me. Maybe others like yourself out there will think the same thing. If you have more apps to use during the day, you'll have more options at earnings. So if you have 2 apps, 3 apps, 4 apps on and running at the same time, you'll accept the best apps or the best jobs that are sent to you. If I have DoorDash and Spark running at the same time, and Spark sends me a $30 order for 5 miles, and then DoorDash sends me a $9 order for 5 miles at the same time, which one do you think that I'm going to accept? So in the end, it's up to you which one you use, but I think this will give you an idea of what I've learned from using both of them and which one I think has the most potential. And for me, that just means using both, because each has their strengths and weaknesses, and I can use DoorDash in the small, quick order times before I go out and deliver the large orders that have from Spark. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this one. Yeah, that's all I got. I'll see you in the next one. I love coffee.